Hi, I'm Katie Dutcher from Flourish and Bloom in Monterey Bay Meditation Studio. And, oh my goodness, the light just went off. I don't know why. Um, it's kind of perfect actually. The last couple of days, I've been feeling off and on this feeling of like shakiness or fear, where I might often be just moving through my day feeling um, at ease or um, confident. I feel less so right now, and it isn't necessarily constant, but it is a kind of a strong feeling, and so it's like a shakiness. It's a little anxiety, and what is interesting about it, what is I guess what makes it different than the kind of anxiety I often experience is that it doesn't seem quite to be tied to anything in particular. It isn't that there's a big event coming up that I'm nervous about or something like that. Um, and the reason I know that it's not tied to anything in particular is because my natural inclination with this kind of feeling is to really like use that logic, the brain, to just kind of try to figure it out. And if I can figure it out, then maybe I can solve it. Maybe I can just dissolve it, right? But that's not really working. One reason is because it maybe isn't tied to anything in particular. Um, and the other reason is that this is a feeling. This is an emotion of the heart, and it's also felt in my body. And so using just logic to figure it out or solve it doesn't necessarily help. Um, and it's interesting how I have to remember that, right? The habits of being, of working with ourselves are strong, and my habit is that thinking it through. And so, what is helpful, and what I think I crave, even though it's not the first wave of what to do, is just being with it, and that is maybe a little harder than trying to figure it out because it requires me to stop, even in the midst of feeling maybe overwhelmed, maybe a little too busy, um, maybe not wanting to stop to feel this shaky feeling, um, but that's what's required to stop even for a little bit and to just give it space, give time to sense inward. Pema Chodron writes, to stay with that shakiness, to stay with a broken heart, with a rumbling stomach, with the feeling of hopelessness. That is the path of true awakening. Sticking with that uncertainty, getting the knack of relaxing in the midst of chaos, learning not to panic, is the path of the warrior. Nice, right? The path of the warrior. Sometimes there is something when we're feeling uncertain or anxious, there's something that it's signaling there's something that we need to do, to take care of, right? But uh, often it's really having the courage to just wait, to pause, and to just stay with the feeling, the sensation. And we also see that it eventually passes, it makes its way through. So whether or not you're feeling something like this right now, I invite you to join me in just a short meditation, staying with whatever you're feeling right now. So you can let your eyes close. Tilt this down a little more. There we go. So let your eyes close or look down, sitting in a comfortable posture. Just taking a moment to sense that you're sitting here, solid place, a place to rest. Noticing what it feels like to pause, to stop, to stop doing, giving yourself the gift, the treat of nothing to do but breathe. Really diving into this breath with your full attention. Resting in the deep and slow waves of the breath. Inviting yourself now to tune in to what you're feeling. Using that word feeling broadly. Sensations in the body, emotions, allowing it to be here, whatever it is. Whatever is occurring is part of this moment. Is part of the ever changing flow of reality. And we can be certain that someone else on earth has also felt this feeling, is also feeling this feeling somewhere. We can be assured that even if this feeling seems intolerable, that feelings tend to come and go, tend to contain some sort of element of change. Whether in the short term or the long term. We can be assured that these feelings are part of us, and these feelings are not all of us. Noticing how it feels to acknowledge the emotion, the sensation that's here, and to acknowledge these qualities, ever changing, rather than static. Shared by others, by humanity, rather than all alone. And not singular. No feeling is the only feeling. We contain multitudes. And if you like, now just placing a hand or two hands on your heart or maybe on the side of your face or on your leg. Just putting a hand or two intentionally as a reminder of warmth and kindness. Feeling the warmth of your hands and of your heart. Sending this message of kindness, of compassion for yourself. And if you like, if it feels right, you could, in your head or quietly, just whisper something kind, even if it feels silly at first. My dear one, I'm right here. I care. I'm willing to wait here, to give time and attention. It's okay to feel. You can stay with this as long as you like. And if you'd like to stay with it, you might just pause the video, and in a moment I'll ring the bell. Hmm. Thanks for sitting with me. It was kind of perfect. I don't know if you could hear, but I have the door open because it's unseasonably hot right now, and so I could really hear the sound of the garbage truck coming by, and it was kind of perfect that extra rumbling that kind of mirrored the internal sensing of rumbling. I I pulled when I was thinking of this quote by the one at the beginning, "The Path of the Warrior." Um, I was thinking, where is that quote? And it's here. It's in my workbook, Courage Amidst Uncertainty. And there's another workbook, Transforming Your Relationship to Anxiety. they're very similar actually, but they're also different. But you can see the resemblance sort of within uncertainty and anxiety. They're very linked together. Both of these are self-guided, and they have guided meditations that go along with it, and places to reflect and journal, and they really do help. I'm always struck by that. Um, that I mean, that's why you could probably tell. That's why I wrote them. That's why I created them, because I experience stuff like this, uncertainty and anxiety. We all do. Most of us do, and it is just, I think, endlessly um, interesting and fruitful to keep practicing, to keep learning. How do we work with these feelings when they come up? To kind of catch ourselves um, when we go into panic or distraction, or into fix it mode, and really to come back to just being with, which is so unexpectedly helpful, I think. So I hope that's helpful for you, and I will see you next week. Take care.